Welcome to Imp Stocks. My name is Kerry Artek and this is your daily Tesla report for January 14, 2025. Let us look at the graphs. This is the big picture, a long-term support level of 341.72 and a channel top from 2 years ago. It was above 7 weeks ago. 504.22 is a long-term support level. That was a 3 to 5 month goal that we reached about 7 weeks ago when we closed above that 341.72 shape for the first time. I can and hashtag 039, remember the exact price, but we went up to $4.80 and then started going down again soon after. You may remember that a couple of weeks ago we settled below a channel bottom that is now well above the market. Soon after, we set our sights on the channel top at 400.72 as our support until the end of January. If we fell below that, our goal for the next 2 weeks would be 341.72. We and hashtag 039, changed things now. Also, if you sold, we didn't and hashtag 039, tested on Monday. But if you and hashtag 039, short now at 400.72, that and hashtag 039, fine. It and hashtag 039, enough for the market to end down below 400.72. In fact, it is no longer 400.72 when it comes to our turning point into February, where we expect 504.22 in about 2 to 3 weeks. At 430.68, we changed to this arrangement. Only because I can think of a good reason. It and hashtag 039, possible for prices to rise for 2 or 3 days and then drop again as we move into late January. It and hashtag 039, also a sign of trust. If we close above 430.68, I and hashtag 039, am sure we and hashtag 039, LLC that 504.22 5-year channel top within 2 to 3 weeks. That and hashtag 039, where we can set a good high for the second quarter. But until then, you should know that ending above 400.72 means you might fail. On the way up to 504.22 at 430.68. This makes me feel good about 430.68, a number that would be a 2 to 3 day goal. We might see it today if we open above 400.72. If we do, that level will serve as day support, and buyers will start to push prices up again. On the way up, I have 417.64, which is the weekly chart and hashtag 039, low point of the high point. That is the lowest point of that record high. That, if you will, adds a weight to being able to keep day-to-day activities in check. I think it will be a quick daily goal if we can get above 400.72, especially at the start of the day today. If we then break through 417.64, we can set a weekly high at 430.68, which is likely. And if it stays above 430.68, which I don and hashtag 039, think will happen today but could later this week, there is a buy signal for 504.22 for 2 to 3 days. If you want to go long, how should I put this? I believe you can stay short below 400.72 if you are short right now. That really means a daily close today below that structure, below 400.72. I and hashtag 039, am still looking for 341.72, which is the 2-year channel top support on that weekly chart. The bad news is that we still have 379.28. That was the low deal price that was made public a few weeks ago. It can keep daily selling pressures in check, but I and hashtag 039, be a little more careful on the next try because I think that if it stays below 400.72, you can make a strong case that the bearish momentum stays strong. Also, if we close below 379.28, that would be in line with that view. I think that we should then test that 341.72 formation by the end of the week, within 3 to 5 days of closing below 379.28, where we can actually bottom out for the rest of the first quarter. So, if you and hashtag 039, short and can keep your trade open until the low 340s, 341.72 is the price at which you should cash out your short position. If I look at this chart, I can say that the long entry goes back to 417.64 in about 2 to 3 weeks and all the way up to 504.22 in about 2 to 3 months, or maybe a little longer. So, you and hashtag 039, re-long above 430.68 and short below 400.72 until the end of the week or the beginning of next week, when you expect the price to reach 341.72. If you trade between 400.72 and 430.68, I think what you do there will show how you trade and how long you are willing to wait. People have different time frames and areas of focus, depending on whether they and hashtag 039, day traders who open positions for 3 to 5 days on Friday afternoon and start trading again on Monday, or people who hold positions, like in an options trade, for weeks on end. During those weeks, the crowd is long above 430.68 and you could be short below 400.72. Of course, we would have a long-term sell signal if we were to close below 341.72, but IDON and hashtag 039, see that as a possibility. IDON and hashtag 039, even want to think about it because IDON and hashtag 039, think it will happen. I do think that 341.72 is a good place to boldly buy, with the expectation that prices will then start to rise again and reach the low 500 area within the next 2 to 3 months. Anything else to say? Just remember, if it closes above 400.72, 430.68 is expected to happen within a few days. There and hashtag 039, a chance that if we open today above 400.72, it can contain daily selling pressures and above which 430.68 likely within just a few days where we could top out on a weekly basis, fall away perhaps back to 341.72 over the following, 2 to 3 weeks or so. But it closed above 430.68. As we move into February, IDON and hashtag 039, see any good reason to be short Tesla. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, the stock is likely to hit the 504.22 5-year channel top, where it could set a good high for the second quarter. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Do not forget to like, share, and follow. Check out Imp Stocks. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. We have daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock, weekly S&Amp Wink with tongue sticking out 500, weekly Nasdaq 100, etc., and you and hashtag 039, be able to see all of that for free. Every week, I pick 2 stocks for investors who are looking to buy in the next 3 to 5 weeks to 3 to 5 months. So go to Imp Stocks and check us out. Of course, I and hashtag 039, be back tomorrow with Wednesday and hashtag 039, Tesla. Have a great day.